There comes a moment in life when you realize that the mind you trusted has become the place you no longer feel safe in. Thoughts no longer arrive gently. They rush, collide, and refuse to leave. You lie down tired, yet your mind stays awake, replaying moments that have already passed and imagining futures that may never come. This is not productivity. This is exhaustion. And this is where retirement from overthinking begins. Overthinking often disguises itself as responsibility. It tells you that if you think hard enough, long enough, deeply enough, you can prevent pain, failure, or regret. But the truth is, no amount of thinking has ever protected the heart from life. What overthinking really does is keep you trapped in mental motion while your soul begs for rest. Your mind was never designed to run nonstop. It was designed to serve you, not dominate you. Yet over time, you taught it to stay alert, suspicious, and restless. You rewarded anxiety with attention and punished peace with guilt. Slowly, thinking stopped being a tool and became a prison. Many people don't realize how heavy their thoughts are until they experience a moment of true silence. Silence is uncomfortable at first because it removes distraction and exposes how loud the inner world has become. But silence is not empty. It is healing. And learning to sit in it is the first step toward mental retirement. Retiring from overthinking does not mean becoming careless. It means recognizing that not every thought deserves authority. Just because your mind suggests a fear does not mean that fear is true. Just because a thought appears does not mean it belongs to you. Some thoughts are habits. Some are echoes. Some are leftovers from old wounds that no longer exist. Your past trained your mind to overthink. Experiences that hurt you taught your brain to scan for danger. Moments of betrayal taught it to replay situations trying to learn lessons. Pain convinced your mind that constant vigilance equals safety. But safety never came. Only fatigue did. Overthinking thrives on the illusion of control. It tells you that if you predict every outcome, you won't be surprised. But life is not meant to be controlled. It is meant to be experienced. Control suffocates joy. Control strangles peace. The more you try to manage everything mentally, the less present you become emotionally. Notice how overthinking pulls you out of the now. Your body may be in the present moment, but your mind is elsewhere, reliving something that already ended or rehearsing a future conversation that hasn't occurred. This separation is subtle, but over time it disconnects you from life itself. Peace does not arrive when answers are found. Peace arrives when questions loosen their grip, when you stop demanding certainty from a world that was never meant to be predictable. When you accept that not knowing is not a failure, it is a natural state of being human. Your nervous system is tired, not from physical labor, but from constant mental tension. The body cannot distinguish between real danger and imagined danger. Each anxious thought triggers stress, tightening muscles, speeding the heart, exhausting the system. Overthinking keeps your body in survival mode long after the threat has passed. Retiring from overthinking is a radical act of self-trust. It is choosing to believe that you can handle life as it comes instead of rehearsing it endlessly. It is realizing that you survived every past obstacle without knowing exactly how it would work out, and you will survive future ones the same way. You don't need to dissect every emotion. Emotions are not puzzles to be solved. They are signals to be felt and released. The moment you stop interrogating your feelings, they lose their intensity. What you resist persists. What you allow dissolves. Overthinking keeps wounds open. Each replay tears the healing tissue. Each what if feeds the pain again. Letting go is not forgetting. It is choosing not to reopen the door to the same suffering repeatedly. There is wisdom in knowing when to disengage from your own thoughts. Strength is not measured by how much you can endure mentally. Strength is knowing when something is no longer serving your peace. Retiring from overthinking means accepting that some things remain unresolved and life goes on anyway. You don't need closure for every chapter. Some chapters close quietly. Some end without explanation. And that is okay. You are allowed to stop narrating your life internally. You are allowed to live without constant judgment, commentary, and evaluation. The need to analyze every choice steals joy from the act of living itself. Notice how calm people move through the world. They are not unaware, they are grounded. They understand that thought is useful, but presence is powerful. They do not rush their minds. They allow life to unfold. Stillness is not emptiness. It is space for clarity, space for calm, space for intuition to speak without being shouted over by anxiety. When you stop overthinking, You begin listening not to fear, but to wisdom. Intuition does not scream, it whispers. Overthinking drowns it out completely. You do not need to think your way into peace. You need to release your way into it. The future does not ask for your worry, it asks for your trust. The past does not require your replay, it asks for your release. Letting your mind rest does not make you weak, it makes you available for connection, creativity, joy, and rest. Retirement from overthinking is not a single decision, it is a daily practice. Each time you notice your thoughts spiraling and choose presence instead, you reclaim a piece of your peace. You train your mind the same way it trained you through repetition. Calm responses weaken anxious habits. Patience rewires urgency. Compassion softens mental harshness. Your thoughts do not define you. They pass through you, shaped by experience, emotion, and memory. Who you are exists deeper than mental noise. Learning to observe thoughts without attaching meaning to them creates distance. In that distance, peace grows. The world moves fast, but you do not have to. You are allowed to slow down internally even when life outside feels chaotic. Retiring from overthinking means making your inner life a sanctuary rather than a battlefield. You stop fighting yourself. You stop arguing with reality. You stop negotiating with fear. You learn that rest is not laziness. Stillness is not stagnation. Quiet is not emptiness. You begin to feel safe inside your own mind again. This is not the end of thinking. It is the end of suffering unnecessarily. You still plan, decide, reflect, but gently, with boundaries, with awareness. You learn to trust that clarity will arrive when needed, not when forced. And one day you notice something subtle but powerful. Your breath is deeper, your body lighter, your thoughts quieter. Life feels manageable again. This is what it means to retire from overthinking, not escaping life, but finally living it.